Hi, this is sakupenda here. How we doing, guys? This is my second, my third, I can count. I'm doing this again. This is like the third recording of this attempt. I recorded like a whole 30-minute video before, but the mixing of the audio was terrible, so hopefully this one is better. So anyways, that out of the way. Hi, how are we doing? This is the first or second video. This is the second video, I can count. Second video after the first video of my first video ever. Alive Life, the audiobook version of the prologue of Alive Life. My book. Yes. If you didn't know, you just clicked on a video of an author. Aren't I? Isn't that pretty awesome? I'm an author. An indie author.
Hey, come on!
I have no words, Lilac, but you know what? It's great. Because, you know, you did that the last recording too. And I wasn't really even trying to do that, but you didn't even talk. You just sighed at me. Now you just like yelled at me in my face. I'm so sad. Anyways, like Lilac says, let's do a move on, because we're gonna ramble here for another 2-3 minutes if I don't hurry up. Anyways, what is this video? Hi. This is a video taking the place in the between the first and the audiobook version of Alive Life, the prologue, and the first part of Alive Life. So you know that book takes a long time to make. So that video takes a long time to make. So I was like, all right, well, let me, you know, you only have the audiobook to go off of. Let me just, you know, hop on, make a video. And tell you a bit more about myself. You know, who am I? What is the book? Why should you read it? I think you should read the book. My book. Alive Alive. I'm not biased at all. I definitely didn't write the book or anything, but I just think you should read it. But I'll go over that. Hopefully it doesn't take 30 minutes this time. Maybe it will. I don't know. Do you like longer videos? I think I like long videos. I like rambling. I will ramble a lot. I'm sorry. You're trying to see that now. But that's gonna happen a lot. But essentially I'm gonna do that. And while I do that, I'm gonna be playing some Freedom Planet, because Freedom Planet's a cool game. And yeah, that's about it. And you should play it. I haven't played the sequel, but I'm going to. I have just finished. I finished Lilac's campaign. I'm currently doing Carol's. I'm in the middle of that. Yeah. I like this game a lot. You should play it. Please play it. And just, you know, just to watch and while you listen to me ramble on. And so, I guess let's do more of that, shall we? Without further ado, I don't know if you need any more reason. Let's just go. I'm a whole minute early this time. Look, it's only 3 minutes. We're making good time. I just told you what this video is about. Anyways, so, hi, I'm sakupenda, a multi-genre fiction author. Basically that means I can't stick into one genre. If you kidnapped me and told me to basically write in one genre, I wouldn't be able to. Yeah. Now, you might call that a flaw. I call that a feature. Really, it just means you're getting a little bit everything for me. I just have too many ideas, right? I just want my characters. I like a little bit of mystery. I like powers. I like when my characters have powers. Some fantasy elements, adventure, fight scenes. Did I say fight scenes? And you know, maybe a little bit of romance too. There's not a lot of romance at all, really, in Alive Life. At least not that kind. Anyways, but you know, but generally, that's my writing will cover a wide swath of swaths of things. Am I using that word correctly? I hope not. Anyway, yeah. Basically it. But you know, even with that, I do have my favorites. I do like mystery. I like mystery a lot. Yo, that was the one I was missing! Great! I only needed one more, and I completed this entire area. This is great. You know, that was also I was doing the last video. I was getting a lot of those cards thing. They basically like, it's really cool. They basically like give you like unlockables, so you can like unlockables in like the sound test menu. So like you can like in the gallery, so you can like listen to get pictures and stuff and music and stuff. It's really nice. Anyways. What am I doing? So, yeah, I like mystery. The life can be, you know, said to be a mystery book as well. It's like 3 things. At most, it is 3 things. It's mystery, it's literary fiction, and a psychological thriller. So, especially with the psychological thriller aspect, we're gonna get into some really weird territories, in the book, but I'll get to that later. But, you know, it's basically a mystery, it's, you know, and before I go too into that, I should probably tell you the synopsis. So yeah, basically, we follow this 11-year-old girl who's called Miranda, and she's a part of the Gibbons family. And basically, they are going to this amusement park. They're having this trip to go into the amusement park for a whole year, for whatever reason. But honestly, do you really need a reason to go to an amusement park for the whole year, other than going to the amusement park for a whole year? I didn't think so. So that's basically what they're doing. Have at it. And yeah, basically that's what they're gonna do. They're going to Calvin Banair's amusement park. Basically, like, think of your, like, any generic amusement park, but, like, better than that. It's, like, the best, the #1 amusement park. It's vacation destination. They're going for it 1 full year. Isn't that amazing? So, but, you know, as things do, trouble arises. Miranda starts having these, you know, having these thoughts that, like, you know, her family, like, doesn't like her. Doesn't love her, like, you know, and these weird things that really like makes it hard to enjoy the trip because it was going so well, but then she had these intrusive thoughts, anxiety, doubt, and fear. They creep into her mind and kind of mess everything up. I know it hits too. It hits kind of close to home. But anyways, yeah. So basically, she gets to that. She gets to that place and she has to, like, you know, struggle to see so that she can really enjoy her family vacation again. Because of course her family loves her oh so much, right? Yeah, that's yeah. So because, you know, she has nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about at all. Right. Anyways, so that's basically the plot of this. That's basically the bare bones plot. There's obviously a lot more to the book than that, but, you know, if you want to find out, you're just gonna have to read it, or wait until I upload the rest of the audiobook. I didn't know there was a thing up there. Can I go back? I cannot. Anyways, so yeah, but that's basically it. So I guess we'll get to the reasons why you should read it. So other than that, you know. I am such a good writer. You know, I was really thinking that Lilac was side-eyeing me there, but she did not. So I'm very happy. I think she agrees, right, Lilac? You obviously agree. I'm a great writer, right? No comment? You're not gonna say anything? Alright. She's looking for it. She's looking for the people who laugh. Anyways, yeah, so basically the reasons why you should is that I'll just go through them. First, let's go through things that are like the book. So if you're a lover of anime, like me, then you might have seen this anime called The Promised Neverland. And in which case, if you've watched The Promised Neverland and like The Promised Neverland, then you should then you're totally going to enjoy my book. You know, I think season 1, I really wish that Promised Neverland got a season 2. But you know, some things good things don't happen in our world. Only bad things happen. Honestly, to be honest, I haven't finished the manga, but as what I've seen, like, I don't know if they could do it justice. They probably like messed it up or something with season 2. You know, they probably like just, I don't know, got rid of like a lot of things and just ruined the whole thing. Probably scarred a lot of people, and now, you know, we have that. But obviously, we don't live in that world, and that doesn't exist. Anyways, but yeah, if you like that, honestly, Emma in that story is like one of my favorite characters of all time. In fiction, period. Honestly, like I don't think I've seen quite a character quite like her. It's really striking. I just like, you know, everything about her. So you know, if you, I got that one right. If you like that, then you'll definitely like my book. In that same vein, and also if you got because it has the same vibe, the soundtrack, I love the soundtrack. Oh, it's so good. The soundtrack wrote the book. Like, literally, there are, like, several things. The prologue basically is, like, that first introductory soundtrack you hear in The Promised Neverland. It's very atmospheric. It's very good. It has that same vibe. And if you know, like, the vibe of the story of The Promised Neverland, then you kind of know the vibe of the story of The Lie of Light. That's all I'm saying. You kind of already know. In that similar vein, Madoka Magica. Pila Madoka Magica. Sorry. Not Pila. Pila Magica. Madoka Magica. Sorry. I know the name. If you know that, anime, then not only, again, do you really know, especially if you watched both, that you really know the vibe of what's going on in this book. But you know, but it also has that same thing. It didn't inspire. It kind of like was a latecomer. The Promised Neverland inspired it a lot more than Madoka did. But like, honestly, listen, like, it's Madoka. Come on now. But no, yeah, it's really good. It has that same vibe too, so if you like that, you'll definitely like this too. In that same vein, I will also say that the book is very much inspired by manga. And what do I mean by that? So, Sakuga. The way manga panel artists draw panels in a way that basically makes your eyes go on an adventure and basically puts the reader's eyes wherever they want you to go. Is kind of like what I was trying to do with this book. So I basically took a lot of liberties with the formatting. You know, I think I said I was an indie author. But this is one of the reasons why I'm not traditionally published. This is not a traditionally published book, though I feel like that was self-evident of the audiobook being posted to YouTube. Because that would not fly. But, you know, also what would not fly is my formatting. Because I take a lot of liberties. And basically, I make it so that in certain sections, not the whole thing, but the certain sections, your eye is taken on an adventure. It goes up, down, left, right. It goes all over the place. Whoa. Stop. Why not? No. Anyways. Yeah, it basically takes your mind on an adventure. So, that's nice. Just fell. I'm not complaining. So yeah, this takes you on an adventure. It's very adventurous, very experimental in writing as well, and a lot of things, honestly. The story structure is very inspired by anime in general, and how they do their stories and stuff. So yeah, I would say yeah, that. So if you like a lot of that, if that intrigues you, go pick up yourself a copy. Also, I'm an indie author, so you'll be supporting an indie author and all that. And that may sound like, oh no, this is an indie author. I don't know where the stigma came from, but apparently indie author books are not good. But I shall tell you, I have spent like 8 years on this. So yeah, you would be reading, if you got my book, you would be reading a book that is literally 8 years in the making. I literally edited this thing like 10 times over. I read this more than anyone else will read my book in my lifetime. My parents and both my family and my editor is probably sick of me for honestly, and I'm probably sick of me having to re-edit the book like the 16th time. But you know, it's done, it's finished, and now you can read it. Yeah, basically 8 years in the making. Because honestly, what I really want to do as an author is not to waste your time. I don't want to waste your time as an author, so I really wanted it to be the best that it could be. Because, like, you know, as someone who also, I don't know if you do, but and I know a lot of people do, struggle with reading very long books for a very long time. It's very tiring. It's very exhaustive. It takes a lot of energy. And when you pick up a book and it like doesn't hit, or it just doesn't, and it pains you or makes a mistake, or like it doesn't deliver, right? And like if it doesn't do that, it's really demoralizing, because it's not a show. It's not like just a TV show you can just watch and do with no like little effort. Like you read, it's a thing, it's a process. So I want to respect your time, and give you something worth reading. So yeah, that's really just what I want to do as an author. That's basically, you know, I want to respect your time. I want to give something that is worth reading. So yeah. I will also say another reason you should probably read it is because I am young. It's very funny. I will tell you the story. So I was just doing one day, right? And I was watching all these and reading and watching all these stories. And I was like, man, ugh, I don't like all these stories. We're going into the belly of the beast, by the way. All these stories are just like boring. And I just like they make mistakes in the most dumbest way possible, and like these people who are writing stories for us don't get what needs to be done. And I'm like, well, I should just do it myself. So you know, I was like, so I did, and I was like, you know what? Who better to write stories for kids than other kids? Like, who better to write stories for teenagers than other teenagers? I'm serious. Like, it's a no-brainer, right? So I did. And obviously I created the best story in the world. That sounded so obnoxious. I promise you I'm not obnoxious. At least I don't think I am. You can be the judge of that. But essentially, yeah, so I'm very young. As very evident when I'm on Bluesky. I can tell these other authors are not my age at all. So it's very funny when I talk to them. Like, we're not in the same age bracket at all. But you know, just another thing that has to overcome. You know, yeah. So there's that aspect of it. What else? What other things does the book offer? Oh, so it has a lot of lore. So if you like mystery, it's like I will play the mystery. It's such a mystery to the fact that the book has its own lore. And when I say it has its own lore, I mean like Game 3 type lore. It has secrets. So if you know, if you're that type of person, there's a lot in here for you. I'm serious. You can get like a whole other story's worth out of this book if you want to, if you really want to, and really want to look. It's kind of, some of it's maybe a little bit too well hidden. I don't know. That's your challenge. But you know, It's really, I really wish they created book theory. It's so, listen, if any of you are watching and want, and like are up to the task, create book theory, this book right here, Alive Alive, is prime material for your channel. I'm just serious. And second, if you do, tell me, I'm going to be your first subscriber, because I will eat that up. I will eat all of that up. It is something I just need. I just want. But no, yeah, that's basically that. So like, it's a lot, there's a lot, which again kind of is why it took like 8 years to like really get through, because like I had to like, you know, I had to like, you know, make sure everything made sense. Everything made sense and stuff. Also, there's a lot of bugs here, so look away. I'm sorry. I'm deeply sorry. I know. I also don't like this section either. We're gonna get out of this section as fast as possible. Thank you. So, yeah, we're, so, what are we doing? So, yeah, basically, so there's a lot of lore. So if you like that, there's something here for you. And book theory, yeah. Please, if anybody is gonna grade it, tell me. I will eat that up. So, what else can I say? Well, there's also like, I guess that's it. I'm nearing the end because there's not much else to say. Other than like, it's a lot, you know. There's a lot of wacky things. The book can get a lot of wacky sometimes. There's a lot of S tier jokes. I don't know about you, but I think there's a lot of S tier jokes. You know, I don't know. Elizabeth is a sweetheart. Jay's is a rowdy boy. And Jazz is a poet. And Miranda is Miranda. There's honestly not a lot I can do to describe her other than saying that she's Miranda. It's like, I'm sorry. We're also into another book part, so look away if you don't like books. Get me out of here, please. But no, yeah. And I guess I'll say that about Miranda too. She's a very interesting thing. I will say she has another thing is that you'll also be getting I guess like something that I really don't see a lot in stories, which is kind of weird. But you know, like things like food allergies. She has food allergies because I have food allergies, and you don't see that a lot of in stories, do you? You really don't. But you know, she has food allergies. It's not really like something big in the story, but you know, it just sets her apart, I guess, a little bit. So you know, in case people feel the need that, you know, to be seen like that, which I think some people do. There's a lot of other things that she has that's like different. It makes her like not your typical protagonist. But I think like Miranda, how can I describe her? She was never meant to like be my major character. You know? She was always meant to be, yeah, that, I had her ever since I was 9. Or 11? 9 or 11. She was supposed to be like that, you know, that step in between to, you know, to get to the real action. But then, like, I don't know when it happened, but somehow I don't know whether it was her power, whether it was her personality, her story, what she could tell, the theme that she embodies, just the type of character she is, but it I don't know. It consumed my life. She consumed my life now, basically. Whereas like I can't do anything without you know having her as like top and center of mind. Obviously I like my other characters, but among all my characters, even if I like even doing like certain things like fight scenes. By the way, the book has fight scenes. I don't know if you know that, but it does. So if that's something, I mean, like I like anime for a reason. So like, if you needed any other reason, sorry, what is it? If you needed, if you wanted any other reason, for it, you could do the fight scenes. There's a pillow fight, and there's a lot of other fight scenes. There's not a lot, actually, but I had to create, well, a few. I do like fight scenes, so there's a fair bit, not a fair bit, but there's like a few action scenes that are good, along with the slight horror elements. This is a very emotionally racking book, so if you end up going through the book and hating me for what I do to these characters, I mean, well, I understand, but as some people say, you have to break some to make them. To break them to make them. Which, nobody, I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say that besides me, in the last video, because I said that in the last video, or the video that never made it to be, because the mixing was bad and I had to re-record it, which is what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I don't know if anybody said that, but probably somebody says something like that. So, yeah, this is a very emotionally heavy book. Very emotionally heavy. I'm getting jumped right now. Let me, but this is a very emotionally heavy book, so but anyways, back to Miranda. She's basically, she's like Emma. If I had to say the closest character she is, she's like Emma, but she's also not. She's her own thing. But like, I say she's like Emma in the fact that like, she's unlike any other protagonist I've ever really come across. So with that, I guess like, there's not really much to describe her other than I don't know. She's striking in so many ways. I know I'm the one who created her, but I guess, but that's really sometimes, she's the one, she consumed my life, she became my favorite character of all time, even, I know I wrote her, but she is, honestly, but, I really think that, how should I say this? I continue to write, and I push so much for people to read Alive Life because of her. That story, I mean, you could read it because you could, so why should you read Alive Life? I mean, you could read it. No, I know. She's saying, come on, say it already. I'm rambling so much. I understand. Give me a minute. You could read the Alive Life, for many reasons. You could read it because it's a mystery book, it has a lot of lore in it. You could read it because it's inspired by The Promised Neverland, and it has the same vibe as The Promised Neverland, and Season 1. It has the same vibe as The Promised Neverland Season 1, and Madoka Magica. And it has that same type of story. You could also like it because, you could also want to read it because, you could also want to read it because it's inspired by manga and it has some experimental storytelling things like parts and subparts instead of chapters. I didn't mention that, but there's no chapters in my book. There's only subparts and parts. What that is, you're just gonna have to read it. But yeah, or the formatting, the whole formatting business of it. You're not gonna get that in the audiobook, sadly. I don't know how I could translate formatting into audio, but if I figure that out, I guess you'll find out. But that's really, you know, you could get it for that. You could get it for the reasons that I said, you know, that there's fight scenes, there's a pillow fight, there's wacky characters, amusement park, psychological thriller, horror elements, slight horror elements, tragic thing, emotionally driven, it's gonna break you, maybe, I don't know, it broke my family when I read it to them. You could read it for many reasons, but what I really think is that the reason anyone should read the book is because of Miranda. Because, you know, she's just, you could read it even because, and not even just because of who Miranda is. I mean, you could read it because, I mean, she's an 11-year-old black girl. I mean, I don't know any other protagonists much who are 11-year-old black girls who have food allergies, maybe and have mental health stuff with anxiety. Some maybe could say depression, doubt, fear, all these things, emotions. Action scenes, powers, maybe some sci-fi elements, fantasy into it too. But you could read for that too, and those aspects of her character, those wacky aspects. She rambles a lot like me, but you know, I don't think you should read it for that. The real reason is just because her story deserves to be heard. So yeah, that's basically it. So I guess I'll end on that. Yeah, so thanks for hearing my ramblings. If you decide to read it, I hope you do. But anyways, I'll be signing out. I have a monster to deal with, so I'll be here, fighting for my life, fighting for my soul. You know, fighting for my life. So you know, we'll be here, and I'm sorry, I'm panicking right now, but you know, we're gonna get through this. So anyways, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Sakupenda, author extraordinaire. I definitely know what I'm doing. I definitely know what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm out of here. Bye bye.